Hey y'all, I'm back today and I wanted to share with you something that we do almost monthly, I guess you would say. In our homeschool adventure, we do unit studies. Now, if you are part of my Facebook group that I run with my best friend, Julia, you have probably heard me mention unit studies before. And I wanted to do this video just to kind of elaborate a little bit on what unit studies are and why do you use them and how do you even plan for something like that. So that's what this video is all about. And the first thing is you hear the word unit study. What are those words like really meaning? Unit study? I have no clue what that means. So a unit study is a learning tool that homeschoolers like to use. We personally use them as a supplement. We have our core curriculum and then we take a vote and talk to the kids about things that they absolutely love or want to learn about. We find out that there's a lot of different interests between our 4 kids. So we kind of pick and choose what we want to do. I also take into consideration, is this really feasible as a unit study, or is this something that we're just gonna kind of put to the wayside, because ultimately you are the parent, you are the educator, and you make those decisions. But it's always nice when you get your kids to ask them what they like, what they're interested in. That way you can develop a love of learning, and when you develop a love of learning, you develop a lifelong learner. Unit studies creates the love of learning, and they are able to be used with different philosophies and teaching styles. That's a whole nother can of worms with teaching styles, so I'm not even going to get into that, but this is something that you can adapt to your family and your children's needs and how they learn. So unit studies can be as extensive or as condensed as you would like. It does not have to be super complicated. It doesn't. I know with my kids, I have some younger ones because she is 5, and then I have some older ones and he is about to turn 13. So we usually, for the younger ones, we take that time and we do shorter intervals with them doing the lessons, whereas the older kids, we go more in depth. So the older they get, the more in depth you can go. So like the younger ones we'll do once a week, the older ones we might even go up to 5 times a week learning. It can be as simple or as complex as you would like it to be. So let's jump in to how to plan a unit study. A unit study is a subject that you have decided that you want to learn more about. Some of the things that we have done in the past are space, fall, the ocean. We have done specific countries. Last year we spent a whole entire semester doing specific countries. Also, Christmas around the world is a great one that we love to do every year. Currently, we are doing oceans because this is August and Shark Week is a family favorite of ours, so we will incorporate Shark Week into our ocean theme. Then next month, which is September, we will be doing all things fall. Then in October, we're doing Hogwarts homeschool. So October is going to be all around the Harry Potter themed books. In November, we're doing Thanksgiving. And then in December, we are doing Christmas around the world. But those are just some subjects that you can do. You can do cats, dogs, you can do animals, you can do rocks, you can do anything your heart desires. Computers, we even did a video game one for my oldest, and we did the evolution of the video game. So when you're planning, you have to have a theme. So once you have a theme or a topic, you then need to set your goals. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Do you have standards that your state needs you to meet? Are you doing this purely for fun? You have to have a goal in mind when you are creating these. Then you need a timeline. I love my trusty planner. I just whip that sucker out and I write down my weeks. This week we are learning all about oceans and oceanography. Next week we're going to be learning all about sharks, the different types of sharks. Week 3 will be whales, the different types of whales, orcas, dolphins, and then week 4 will be fish, and that is a wide variety of things that we can learn about. You need to have a timeline of what you want week by week, what you're going to do, and then you can even go down to as far as day by day what you are going to be learning. Then I'm going to say number 4 is you need books. So you're going to need any kind of books related to your topic. You do not have to go out and purchase these. Check your local library. I know our local library is still doing book pickups even with all this COVID stuff going on. Check your local libraries. If you have any friends that have any books that you could borrow, check online. YouTube has an infinite amount of books that are being read to you. There's audiobooks, ebooks. You can even go out and purchase books if you like, but that is not an absolute must. Get books surrounding your topic. Number 5 is activities. You need to have this planned out. Why? Because you don't want an activity for the day to come and then you're going, oh no, I don't have tissue paper for this craft. Now, if you're not a crafty person, you don't have to do crafts. I wrote down a big list of things that we have done, so I'm going to read them to you. Now, you do not have to do this. You need to remember that you tailor this to your family. So what works for my kids might not work for your kids, or what works for my schedule might not work for your schedule. So just keep that in mind when I put this list out. You can costumes, play, that's a favorite of Little's. You can create your own play about the subject that you're learning. Have your books on hand for independent reading. Documentaries, I love this one because sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's cold outside. Pop in a documentary. Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, they have tons of documentaries that are age appropriate for kids. So utilize those streaming services if you have them. And a lot of them have free 1-month trials for you to try out. Field trips. And I know right now things are a little crazy with COVID, but some places are still open. So this would be like your zoos, your aquariums, your museums. Sometimes they even have reenactments that you can go and do. Also, crafts. Pinterest is full of crafts. If you're not a Pinterest person, then you can go on YouTube. It's full of crafts and it's step-by-step how to do things, so you don't have to worry about it. Spelling words, you can incorporate spelling words, vocabulary, and creative writing. So you do not have to be all crafty to do these things. But these are all different activities that you and your child can do to kind of just expand that learning and that love of learning for this subject a little further. Number 6, and this does not apply for everybody, but I wanted to make it known because I do have some friends in states where it is required. But check your laws first and foremost. If your state requires you to have an assessment at the end of your unit study, make sure that you have that all set, ready to go. So that would be some sort of test, quizzes, things like that you can prove that, hey, my child did do this. Here is the test. I will tell you, we do keep records of what we do, and this is important for a lot of states because they would like to see some things that you have done. And you're like, well, how can I show that I actually went to this reenactment if it was a free reenactment? Take your pictures. Everybody nowadays has a camera phone or a camera. Take pictures, print them off, put those in a binder or your planner. Have those for safekeeping in the event that you need them. You can take videos of them learning, pictures, keep paperwork. We keep copies of their written activities. Sometimes we'll keep copies of crafts, things like that. So in the event we were asked, hey, you said you did this, we need proof, you have it. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. So just find your topic, plan your days out on what you want to learn about, and find your activities and dive in. We absolutely love our unit studies, and I cannot wait for the ones that we have coming up because there's some that I absolutely love doing every year. Have fun with it. Get your kids involved. find out their passions, what they love learning about, and grow those lifelong learners. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to pop them down below in the comment section. If you like this video, feel free to share it with your friends and family. We would love to have you join us and hit that little subscribe button so you get notifications when we put out a new video. So I will see y'all next time. Bye guys, happy homeschooling.